Hello friends, Reckless here. Today we're going to be going over the Winter Superdrop in 2023, ends in 11 days, I think that's like March 27th. And we got a whack load of bundles and individual secret lairs, so let's get into it. First up we have the Showcase All Will Be One Step-and-Complete edition. This is 50 freedom dollars, and it has one Phyrexian Unlife, one Phyrexian Crusader, one Plague Engineer, one Earthhead the Corrupted, and one Glissa the Trader, all in the complete foil thing. So it's got these little Phyrexian symbols, and they are rainbow colored, I guess. I'm not really a big fan of this. If you look at the value of the cards, like you just care about like what they do in game, you just view them as like barrels of oil. Comes up to like $32 for regular non-foil editions. And it kind of gets a little sketchy trying to find foil prices since Urtai the Corrupted only has two foil printings. One that's $100 from Planeshift, and the other one is a promo also from Planeshift that goes for like $600 near mint. So obviously like that data is like super wacky. It's kind of hard to factor in, and the regular versions are only $350 though, so it's not really a high demand card. I don't really see anything in here going that highly. I'm kind of a pass on this, but you know, as normal, if you like these cards, you like how they look, you want to play with them, yeah, sure. But like, you know, from like specking or hodling kind of perspective, not that great. Second up, we have Phyrexian Faves, my actual favorite drop out of this super drop, and it has a Phyrexian Blighted Agent, Phyrexian Crick, Son of Yawgmoth, Kirik, Phyrexian Glistener, Phyrexian Batterskull, and Phyrexian Inkmoth Nexus. Now, the regular version value of these cards, if you're just trying to buy the plainest, cheapest versions you can get, is $46.50. So already you're beating the retail price of $30. And if you go for the foil version, where you just get a nice regular foiling, those cards are up to $86. Most of that is coming from the $47 Inkmoth Nexus. And there's a little bit of like reaching being done with Crick, because currently the only foil Crick versions are Judge Foil, which it's like 80, it's not really a fair comparison, but there's the Post Malone Cricks, which are selling on TCG Player at 20. So I actually think this is a great one. I think this is like 8 out of 10. I'm personally going to be picking up some quantities of foil or non-foil. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure how many Inkmoth Nexuses I want to buy at this low price. The third secret lair is Draw Your Hand. It contains a fancy looking Eldrazi Conscription, Deafening Silence, Counterbalance, and Bruna, Light of Alabaster. She definitely seen better days. $30 gets you a foil or non-foil. If you look at the regular versions, cheapest regular copies, this comes up to $49. Most of that is coming from the $30 Counterbalance, surprisingly, but this is a pretty low print card, so you know that kind of makes some sense. And looking at the foil version, it really depends on how you want to look at it. The Eldrazi Conscription's like $21. Silence and Brana are only $5. And the only foil versions of Counterbalance that exist are currently $100 and $132. But obviously this foil version isn't going to be anywhere near that. So at the very least, like if you think of it at its floor, it's still like kind of in that nice sweet $61 range, but it might even be worth a little more. I think this layer's like a bit of a gamble for the foil version, but both are actually kind of plus expected EV, so I'm down with getting some copies of these. I'm not sure if I'll pull the trigger myself or just go more all-in Phyrexian Faves, but yeah, if you want to get this for some specking, that's fine. And honestly, I think the arts are pretty cool on these, generally speaking. And fourth up, we have Snakes at $30 for foil and regular. It has a fancy looking Hex Drinker, Lotus Cobra, Sashiro the Anointed, Ice Fang Quaddle. Damn, this card has seen better days. It used to be worth money, now not so much. And Stone Coil Serpent, a giant word soup from Throne of Eldraine. So this is one of the worst secret lairs in terms of value, at least on the regular versions. It only comes up to like $16, 25 cents. Only Hex Drinkers $6, and the rest are 3s and 2s. At $40 at foils, you can get about $40-ish. Apparently foil Hex Drinkers are 28, which I don't know, it's just like a foil from MH1. It's a mythic, like, okay, it's awesome play. I don't think foil versions of this are gonna go for as close as that. Seshu the Anointed has a $26 foil, but that's just because it's from Betrayers of Kamigawa, or sorry, Champions of Kamigawa. Not Betrayers, don't want to get corrected in the comments. And like that set just wasn't really printed compared to the print sizes of modern stuff, so like, yeah, this, I don't know, it's just like, this isn't really going to go anywhere. So I would recommend you stay away from this, just buy singles if you're trying to spec, or yeah, just regular cards. Obviously, if you like the arts, buy the arts, but yeah. 17th up, we have the 90s Binder experience coming in foil or regular. It has a Alms Collector, Crested Sunmare, Gore, Claw, Terror of Qualsisma? I've never said, it's Goreclaw, and Renan Siri, and Exotic Orchard. The regular value of this is $45. Most of that, 24 of it, is coming from Renan Siri, since, you know, cats and dogs, pretty popular tribe, especially with casual players. And yeah, I think most of this is a promo, so yeah, that kind of makes a little sense. And at foil, the foil versions of this comes up to $66 of EV. Surprisingly, 13 of that's coming from Exotic Orchard, because there just aren't a lot of foil printings of that. The highest, like, foil printings of Exotic Orchard are the original one, I think it's $69, and then there's a conspiracy one at $61, very low supply. And then the third, that's kind of roughly what I correlated this to, is a Surge foil at 13 bucks. But also this card on EDH Rec is in 700,000 decks. So obviously a lot of that's going to be coming from people submitting their precons, but I think that's kind of why we see, like, at least some of the older foilings go for so high, is just that a lot of people do play with this card, and there's just not a lot of supply of it. But also, it's only 60 bucks, there's going to be a ton of this, so I just can't see this going past, like, 15, really. Ren and Siri foils also surprisingly go for 24 bucks, apparently. And yeah, so this is a fine one, weirdly enough. I'm not the biggest fan of the art myself, but that's not really relevant. So this is like, I don't know, 6 out of 10 pickup, definitely. At foil, at least. Regular, I'm kind of like, eh. Actually, kind of at both, right? It's only a 50% EV with, like, fees and taxes and all that, and labor. It's, like, kind of on the edge. Yeah, I'll revise my take. I'm kind of a pass on it, but I think it's, like, really middling, you know? 99th up, we have City Styles, the Weeb-inspired Secret Lair, coming in regular and foil. It has a Sakashima, the Imposter, little cloner dude, Massacre Girl, Funny Sweeper from War the Spark, I think, somewhere in that block, Azusa, Lost But Seeking, Teysa Karlov, and Paradise Mantle. So the regulars of these cards comes up to $29, so kind of break even. Non-foil's not looking great from a value specking flipping front. $64.50 for the foil versions, and most of that coming from a Sakashima that I valued at 20 bucks again. The OG foil is going for $94 because it's from Kamigawa blocks, so just very, very low supply. But the regular versions of the card are worth $6, so I put it somewhere at 20. Your mileage may change. And then the rest, though, Azusa is like an $11 foil, Taste is 13, and Paradise Mantle is 17. So definitely got some legs, but again, at like 65 bucks, it's a little above 50% EV, so I kind of consider it at that like 4 or 6 out of 10 kind of range, where it's like, maybe it's profitable, maybe not super worth your time. Definitely scoring lower than Phyrexian Faves. So yeah, do what you will with it. Do whatever you want. And the last individual Secret Lair is the Artist Secret Lair Sam Burley, containing a Braid of Fire, a card that routinely trips people up on how good it is. You lose mana at the end of your upkeep, so this is quite narrow. Katha the Hammer, pretty looking Kamehameha art. Didn't notice that until just now. Master of the Wild Hunt, this card needs to be good. And Karthus, Tyrant of Jund. Now, the EV of this in regular versions is $24.90. Could have just said 25. 13 of that is coming from that nice Old Braid of Fire, and the foil version is 4450. 20 of that EV, expecting to come from that Braid of Fire as well. Current foils are going for 30, but it's from Cold Snap, so obviously we're going to downgrade foil values of this. They could go even lower, honestly. Yeah, this is just not a great specking Secret Lair. I would recommend you avoid this. Now let's tackle the bundles. First up, we have the non-foil bundle coming in at 153 freedom dollars. And based off my perfect and infallible calculations, you're getting about $210 of expected value out of it, so only a 37% kind of profit. 38. I just don't really think that's where you want to be when you factor in shipping, handling, taxes, any fees you get off other platforms you pay, sell on, right, like TCG Play, or if you're trying to flip on Facebook. For trading, maybe, but yeah, I don't recommend this if you're trying to get that sweet value. Now, the all foils bundle is kind of juicy. At 248 freedom dollars, you're getting 472 of expected value, again based off my infallible perfect calculations, for 90% profit. So this might be a direction you want to go in if you want to spec on this to sell or flip or trade. This is actually kind of a higher percentage than Phyrexian. Actually, no, that's not true. Phyrexian Faves still beats it because it's over 100%, but it's close. I'm probably just getting a lot of Phyrexian Faves instead of this, but this is like a nice hedge direction you can go in. And finally, we have the Super Bundle at $400. You are getting $682 of value, 70% profit. It's like probably fine to do, but I think you'd be better off just getting the all foil version or targeting the higher EV individual bundles. It's got everything in it, right? It's just got all the foils and non-foil bundles. So yeah, that is my breakdown of the Winter Superdrop in this year of 2023. If you enjoyed the VOD, please click that like button and subscribe for more Magic the Gathering finance goodness. We're going to be getting some Commander and Modern content up to in the nearest future. So see you next time. Bye.